Alright, welcome back to another episode of Inspired Content. This is the third in the week of products and services for October, doing 5 of them. This one is for a program called Scratch that you can use online to learn how to program simple games, and you can actually upload games that you've finished and other people can play them online. It also helps you learn how you might be able to program a more full, complex game later on. So I'll take a look at that and come up with some ideas and inspirations I can get from that. So I'll see you on the other side.
Okay, so we're going to go to Scratch MIT EDU and go into here. This is pretty simple short preview of what it can do. You can do animations, greeting cards, games, interactive art, music, stories, and you can upload them to the site and people can use them to do all sorts of different things.
Left arrow, up arrow, down arrow. Now we do move 10 steps. Point direction. Okay, so point direction when up arrow is pointed. Oh, wait. That'll look a little funny when it happens, but it'll work. Let's try. Let's give it a shot, see what that looks like. So I'm pressing the right arrow. Left arrow. See, that's not right. Up. Down. Alright. So stop. And now you gotta reset some of the coding. So you change out some of these pieces. So you start again at the beginning. Okay, so point towards, when you start, you want that, so start, so there you go, stop, okay, and so, and we want Y for up and down, so, I don't like this one, so we'll do left, up should be right, and left, so that should do that, then we gotta move, change Y by 10, change Y by negative 10. Alright, so now, like that. At edge, bounce. At edge, bounce. Set rotation style. Left to right. So vertically, he shouldn't rotate at all when he hits an edge. So let's try that up. Okay, so that would be the edge-ish. Oh, no. When? We did that wrong. So down arrow should be point direction of... That's interesting. Alright, so up and down, do that. So that's what the bounce looks like. And it just rebounds off those edges. So can we do if that edge bounce off the top, and if that edge bounce off the bottom, and so let's try top, bump, bottom, bump. So it's not shift up. It's doing the same thing like when it hits this edge here. It's gonna flip horizontally. When it hits here, it's gonna flip horizontally. Here, I think, as it's going down, it's always gonna flip the face 90 degrees, and it's always gonna flip the face 90 degrees there.
Alrighty, so you have the ability to move around the screen, and you can do things like modify the fact that we have the stage area, Stage area is the background, backdrop. Fill it in with green screen color. Ta-da! So editing software should be able to pull this all out if you wanted to record it. And then sprites. You'll see there are two of them. And so what we can do with that two is head back out, script, and change looks. Next costume.
Next costume. Next costume. Next costume. Okay, so basically what that should do now is he looks like he's walking. Running.
And that's just with the usual arrows that I was using the last time. So as you increase this capability, you can do things like the you could include a costume for jump and only trigger it at certain keys, like a J key would cause him to move to the jump animation. And then you can do things like change the background with custom backgrounds, or even just make, ta-da! Now you can set this so that he can't walk through it, and so you'd have to do a maze or something like that. Or you could make it so he walks through here, but when in touch with this color, the character is more likely to have an event happen. And so you can make whole sets of games this way. You can also make custom cards so that, like, if you click down in this corner here, it would act like this whole thing animates like the opening of a card, and you can get confetti and balloons to fall in front of this thing and it sings happy birthday, something like that. So there you go, that's Scratch, and that's something you can play with. And with that in mind,
alright. Scratch. I vaguely remember maybe having to look at this program before for a class I may have taken a few years back. But you know, the software is really cool that you can do it this way with this software, and I like the fact that you can create such a wide variety of potential uses for this. I think the limitation for me is in part to do with it's not as independent a programming language as something like, say, Python or C++. It's really kind of contingent on the infrastructure of Scratch and the community based around it. There's not much outside of that. But as an introduction and exploration of creating your own content and as dry runs, I think it's a good idea. So, ideas I can do with it? Interactive cards. I could just send a link to somebody about a birthday card or something that they can open up, and you know, it might prompt them for a response, and based on their response they'd get something back. And it's sort of like a real interactive digital content that you can send as a birthday gift or a get well gift. This could be a really useful method for making simple cartoons. You could probably make an entire series of cartoons for something like a YouTube program if you really wanted to. Programming prototypes. So I have a couple ideas of like some games I might want to make, and I don't have the knowledge of how to, really do the finished product in something like Python or C++, but I might be able to pop together a prototype in here and then kind of figure out how to work that same effect in some of the other languages. Or, if I get together with a programming friend of mine, they might be able to see the proof of concept and be able to work the code out in a different language. So as a means of building that proof of concept or prototype, it's very useful for somebody who's not heavily programming oriented. You can use this for making very simple, fun games that you can share with your friends, and they can be finished games. One of the things I think I'm going to give a try in the next week or so, actually, is making an opening credits for my videos. It's something I've been thinking about doing for a long time, and I've actually built the way I start my videos and do my videos with that space to do it. I've just not done it yet, so this might be the opportunity to do that. I think it's entirely possible to do sort of like lessons for skills or learned topics or information. It's sort of like a learning software where you can practice skills. If you want to learn the PEG system and memorizing numbers, you could do something along the lines of just like flashcards with something like this, where it prompts you with some kind of cartoony image and you pick apart what that image is number-wise and answer, and if you got it right, move to the next bit. Okay, so those are some of the ideas I got for using Scratch, and hopefully we can kind of see more interesting creativity coming along the lines with people creating things for this. So if you make anything from it, let me know. I'd love to hear about it.